Okay. Cut it. Nah. We're not playing this game. Let's move it in. Get it in there. Make sure it's in there. Cut it. Cut them right out. No more nonsense. Let me make sure this is going. How's it going, everybody? It's your boy, Lieutenant Dan, here, live from Orlando, Florida, here at Unintentional Grounding, live. And, oh, man, prepare yourself for the worst, because it's about to get bad. It's about to get bad on here, dog. And I got till about, let's call it 9:50 to get this going. Here it goes. First of all, if you're part of this amazing community here over on my left-hand side, and you haven't already said hi yet in the chat over here, please make sure you do. I'd love to say a shout-out to every single person that's in here. By the way, if you're not sharing this on X, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on wherever you're supposed to be sharing it right now, then you're going to have so many people miss out on such an epic, ridiculous rant about how the Falcons need to get Kirk Cousins out of this building right now. Jay Holland, James Dockery from Kentucky, baby. Rise up, stay grounded. Terrence Holmes in the building. What's going on, doggy? Rise up, stay grounded. Hope you're doing well. Where do we begin? Where do we even begin? Where do we go? Where do I even start? Where do I even begin? Is this even going to be podcast worthy? Or is this just going to be me just going off? Let's cover the base news. Your Atlanta Falcons are 7-7. Congratulations to the Atlanta Falcons, who have now gotten to 7-7. Yay. That's so amazing. Good job, guys. You beat the Raiders. Woo-hoo. The Atlanta Falcons beat the Las Vegas Raiders. Vegas. Just call them the Gamblers or something, bro. Stop calling them the Raiders. This is not the Raiders. This is some paste. This is some straight Hufflepuff eating paste looking, like, most useless Hogwarts house looking ass. Atlanta Falcons beat the Las Vegas Raiders 15-9. Kirk Cousins, 11 of 17, 112 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Desmond Ridder was 23 of 39 for 208, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. One is getting paid $50 million a year. Round it up just to make sure that we get the emphasis on this. One's getting paid $50 million a year, and the other one is, I think, not even making $1 million. Jack Savage in the building. What's going on, my man? Rise up, stay grounded. Last Rebel in the building. What's going on, my dude? Rise up, stay grounded. $50 million a year. And you can't do diddly squat about it next year unless somebody wants to take that off his hands, or he just says, I got to hang up the boots, or I got to restructure this to be your backup. Maybe that is the play, that you restructure all the money, you take out all the incentives, you take out all of the base stuff that you can move, and you drop him down to probably the most expensive backup quarterback ever for like a year or two, but Penix gets in. But let's dial it back. Let's dial it back. First of all, mashed potatoes, no gravy over here. That's what I'm going to start referring to Kirk Cousins as. Mashed potatoes, no gravy over here decided that he's going to go out there and completely lose all confidence in his ability to throw down the field. And the offensive coordinator, basically, in a nutshell, for what it's worth, we saw it happen live. The commentators themselves started saying stuff that Falcons fans are saying on Twitter every single week. They took the ball out of his hands and had Bijan Robinson run 22 times for 125 yards. That's 5.7 yards a carry. And Tyler Algier 12 times for 43 yards, 3.6 yards a carry. That's 34 of your 62 plays. Not that the Falcons necessarily had 62 plays, because unfortunately the Falcons offense couldn't actually move the ball down the field because of the ineptitude of Kirk Cousins' ability to throw the ball, because he can't actually drive the ball down the field, everybody. Bernard, what's going on, my man? Rise up, stay grounded. Robert Bennett in the building. What are we drinking, man? I see coffee. I see coffee there. You drinking that? We got that cream? You know what rises to the top, everybody? The cream rises to the top. Why does the cream rise to the top? Because it's thick. It has density. It has substance. And I'm really feeling like Kirk is out here, coffee instant, no cream, and Michael Penix is the cream. And the cream always rises to the top. At one point, Kirk Cousins threw an interception. He was searching for guys and could not find anything. Is this... Here's the optimistic Falcon fan point of view of this, right? Is this... he doesn't have enough weapons? Because I'm actually we're gonna make this a two-parter. Kyle Pitts is a fraud. You want to say that it's an injury? Fine, go ahead. Be my guest. Go ahead. Be my guest. I can't wait. I cannot wait for somebody to give me that excuse. I cannot wait for somebody to give me that excuse. Well, he had an injury, and in Matt Ryan, it just shows the greatness, how Matt Ryan knew how to use Kyle Pitts. Bro, Kyle Pitts was elevated by Matt Ryan. And Pitts has barely, if at all, been used in a proper way, shape, or form. Is that because of Kirk Cousins now? If we're going to make now that excuse as well? Are we going to make the excuse, well, Kirk obviously can't throw the ball, and Kyle Pitts is out here. Bruh, Kyle Pitts is half running routes. Kirk Cousins can't throw half the routes he can run, because he can't drive the ball to where Kyle Pitts, a seam line tight end, not a short yardage yak guy who sheds tackles or stiff arm guys and goes for the extra yards. He's a streamlined yak tight end with good blocking ability, but somehow always gets outplayed by the second tight end on the team. Despite the injury, despite the time to heal from said injury, and despite the other quarterback play, now he has a good quarterback. And yes, this guy can't drive the ball, but bruh, you're doing like half plays. Okay, this is not about Kyle Pitts. Let's move back to Kirk Cousins. He can't throw the ball. So I can't even figure out if Kyle Pitts is good or not because he can't throw the ball. What's the point of being able to assess any part of this team at all as long as Kyle Pitts, as Kirk Cousins, is throwing the ball? If Kirk Cousins cannot drive the ball anymore or make proper decisions, and it ain't because of this offensive line. I can rag on McGarry day in and day out and be like, McGarry, for life. Ba 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 ba. I'm saying this too. I'm saying this $2 dono. Thank you to Terrence Holmes for the $2 dono because he's a real grounder. You don't know how much that means to me. And F Pitts with all my heart forever. You are telling me that you want to I'm literally asking Falcons fans. There's 16, 17, 20-something people that are currently in here. Make sure you share this out, like this video, subscribe, comment in the comment section. Come in here, say hi. I would love to shout you out. I'd love to say hi to you back. How can you assess any part of this team without Kirk Cousins or Kyle Pitts actually being able to progress? I can rag on McGarry from here until the cows come home, but it doesn't change anything for you or for me because I can't assess whether or not the offensive line works with this quarterback who can't make the decisions that need to be made, who takes the time that he takes to go find a guy. I mean, I understand that the wide receiving options are not the top, the best. I mean, I understand Darnell Mooney has his valleys and he has his peaks up and down and everywhere else he can possibly go. GATX, boy, what's going on, my man? Rise up, stay grounded. Beasley in the chat. Dexter Vlash makes an appearance. Oh my gosh, good to see you, brother. But I can't make any assessments on if this offensive line needs a new right tackle, if it needs a new center, if Jake is long in the tooth, if this is the proper position for Bergeron, is Lindstrom playing at the best possible level? Is this the right system for him? I can't assess any of that because Kirk Cousins can't drive the ball in a timely manner, and whether that's the offensive system or Kirk Cousins just not being able to drive the ball, because that is actually the biggest problem here. They showed diagrams last night of open field areas where any quarterback with any true mobility at all, I'm not talking about Lamar Jackson, I'm talking about just Aaron Rodgers' scramble ability, okay? Just scamper for 5-10 yards type deal. Like just, oh, I'm that white guy, I'm that black guy that just like, I'm not supposed to be running out here, but I tippy-toed for 10, you know? Kirk can't even do that. That's facts. That's not just an opinion. That is facts. Any quarterback that's got any weight under them, Trevor Lawrence, for instance, even though he got popped, if he sees the yards, he's going to take it. Drake May, if he sees the yards, he's been given permission to take it. And you take the yards. You take the yards because it extends your drive. Makes it so you don't have to be predictable with Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson, regardless of whether or not, because the system obviously, so here's one half of the equation. We know that the offensive running system works. Yes, Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson with any combination of tight ends, any combination of wide receivers, and any combination of offensive line currently right now, including the primary five, the big five, currently, right now, that big five, any combination of tight ends, any combination of wide receivers, they kick everyone's ass running the ball from the top guys to the bottom guys. We saw it against Kansas City. We saw it against Tampa. We saw it against Philly. It works. And as they progress, they get better and better and better and better and better and better and better. So now it's just one part of the ball. Now it's just one part of this process, which is the passing part. So let's see. They gave him time in the pocket. They get abused a little bit by pass rush. So maybe there is some upgrades that can be made draft quality-wise, veteran-wise. Maybe they can bring in a few more solid pieces. Maybe it gives them just a little more pass blocking material here. Maybe an upgrade from Dahlman, an upgrade from Jake, an upgrade from McGarry. That's a lot to ask. But if those are not the primary pieces and they're expendable, because remember, no sacred cows, right? No golden calves, right? Where everything's supposed to be cohesive to be able to build a 53, not 5-man roster, a 53-man roster. For life. Terrence Holmes, Kirk arm is shot. And so because you can't drive off of your knee and your ankle, and because you can't plant your foot properly, and now you're flinging from your hips, you're flinging your hips out like you're doing some kind of like time warp shit. And you're telling me that that's supposed to drive the ball into the accurate areas. This dude is wincing every time he goes and throws something like that. This guy is not healthy. He's not ready. And you're just justifying it because the guys over top of you made this decision. The guys over top of them made the decisions. We've got to have a veteran. We've got to have a guy that's actually going to be able to do what they need to do. Thank you, Mrs. Lieutenant Dan. So, Falcons fan 408 and JB, good to see you guys in the chat. Rise up, stay grounded. Long-time grounders appearing. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I need to run now then. Yeah, I got you. Okay, all right. So here's what's going to happen. This will be a two-parter. Tomorrow morning, we're going to revisit this subject. Because at this point, the only thing we can do is go the audacity of the Atlanta Falcons right now to start Kirk Cousins in any shape or fashion, because he cannot drive the ball. He is skittish. And it's not because of the offensive line. They give him time. Maybe it's because of the system or the scheme, and maybe it's because of the underdevelopment of Pitts. There is no drop-off there. Security blanket type bit. But I can tell you right now, we put the other tight end in. He's able to drop those passes off. London is still doing well. Mooney has his valleys and his peaks, and the rest of this roster, is not technically that bad. I mean, I know what we saw, which was a garbage team last night get taken on by a bad team, and the bad team beat the garbage team because they're average. Everybody in this chat, including Christian. What's going on, my man? Rise up, stay grounded. This ain't it, man. This ain't it. This ain't it. You got the Panthers. You got the Washington. You got Washington Commanders. You got the Panthers, and you got the Giants. I don't see how you're going to end up losing any of those games if you just play hard. Washington's probably the only one. So, rise up, stay grounded. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. We're bringing this right back. And we're going to have a little conversation. Because $50 million to go 11 of 17, 112, and 1 tutty, 1 INT, a bad INT, by the way, I'd rather just play Penix at this point. Everyone take it easy. This was a short one. But we'll be back tomorrow morning in the AM. Peace, hair grease, rise up, stay grounded.